Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Hearts of Iron 4, continuing on with Operation Enduring Francedom, where I attempt to survive as France during World War II. And in the last couple of videos, there was a big swing in the momentum of my offensive against the Germans. We got pretty darn close to Berlin here and capturing it, and we were really darn close to capturing Vienna. But the Germans managed to reinforce the line pretty heavily. Now, this corresponds with a major patch that just launched. Those last two recordings were made the very day of the patch. Now, at the time, the patch had occurred, but I started recording before the patch notes had been released, so I didn't actually know what had all been changed. And now I realize, obviously, that there have been some changes to the AI. So the AI is responding a little bit more aggressively, and they're also responding to the situation a little bit better. So they are reinforcing areas that really need it, and this is causing me more difficulty, obviously, with the offensive. As a matter of fact, we're going to be probably on the ropes over here because there's a lot of divisions, and if they start attacking me, I'll probably be in trouble and may get pushed back over here in the Austrian territory of the German Reich. So, with that being said, I'm probably going to have to be a little bit more patient. I did make some changes off camera, so I stopped some offensives that were going on. No, I haven't actually progressed game time. This has just been orders initiated during the game being paused. And I've also started to redeploy some troops around so that I have more of an even distribution, so that if I were to be attacked, I could respond to it a little bit better, because I have a lot of my troops clumped up into a single province over here, and I really wanted to move those troops around. I'm putting a lot of them over here into Graz, but I'm also shifting them around to other places. I do expect maybe an offensive over here, so I'm going to have to respond to that by putting troops over here so that I can send them into any attack that may happen. With that being said, I've also stopped some other offensives that really weren't going anywhere because of the reinforcements of troops, and I've started to move around some troops over here as well. This offensive continues, and as does this one, and we are trying to pin these guys down so they cannot reinforce over here. Now, if this gambit works, what I'd like to do is come into here and continue to push and maybe take Rostock, and if we can, maybe threaten Berlin. Now, I have a feeling that may not work because the AI will probably respond to that by reinforcing, but we can at least attempt it. In any case, the Danes have recaptured all of their country and are coming down in here and causing issues for the Germans. Now, one thing I could do is swing around here and try and wipe these guys out, but for right now, I think we try and go for the more risky move and see if it pulls off, works out in any case. All right, so let's go ahead and start time here. Oh, another thing I need to do before I forget is I have to deal with rubber here. What's going on is the Brazilians are not really supplying us with as much rubber as they're supposed to be supplying us because of shortages of resources or whatever is going on. So I'm going to change that. And I guess we'll risk the Netherlands here getting some rubber from them instead. And let's see if that cures the situation. Now, as far as the Germans and their reinforcement of troops here, I think they have achieved this by pulling troops from the Eastern Front over here. So they're probably pretty weak here. Now, I'm going to assume that the Germans are not going to do their attack against the Soviet Union, as the time for them to do the attack against Yugoslavia, I think, has already expired. And we're either getting close to or have already exceeded the time for them to attack the Soviet Union. And if they pulled troops off of the Eastern Front, then they're definitely probably not going to do that now. So I don't know if the Soviet Union is going to get involved or not. If they do, that would probably be very good because they would push through here pretty easily as all the troops have been pulled off for the border. But if that never occurs, then obviously we're going to have to deal with this, and this is going to be more of a slow, slugging match. But I think we have an edge here. I have more factories than the Germans at this point. I know that for a fact. And I have a feeling that they are pretty low on resources because of blockades and the fact that we've taken a lot of their territory. So here comes the redeployment of troops. And as a matter of fact, here comes... Oh, we have some resources low as well. We're going to build a refinery here, which should be done... Oh, I was going to say soon, but it looks like it's going to take another couple months. But at least we're working on it, so I don't think we need to worry about that little bit of deficiency here. So my movement of troops seems like it corresponded exactly with an offensive by my opponent. The only problem is, with all of that, is that these guys are really low on organization. So I'm going to have to wait a little bit for them to regain their organization before I send them in anywhere. Although they might just be reserves and gain back their organization anyway. I'm also going to have to keep an eye on this. Ooh, and we've got offensives other places as well. Yeah, pretty much all along my border. So the Germans are being very aggressive. In the past couple videos, they had just mostly been reinforcing. Now they're actually attacking. Now, most of these fights I'm winning. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to redirect this guy. Put on strategic redeployment. I'm going to move him up here because this is the only fight that looks like we're not winning. And I'm going to assume, actually, we have another fight here that we're not winning. I'm going to cancel this offensive because I need to be able to respond to the attacks that are going against me right now with defense. And to do that, I think I'm going to redeploy some troops here. So this guy is not too bad off, so we'll send him over there. Oh, yeah, you stop attacking as well. And I think some of this weakness here is just due to, like, lack of organization because of the fighting that just occurred. All right, I'm not too worried in this area. As a matter of fact, why don't I come in here and reinforce here? Because this probably needs it a little bit more. Yeah, it's 8 on 7 divisions. And we're also strategically redeploying this guy so we can use them later. And otherwise, we're probably okay for the most part. Yeah, but the Germans are being very aggressive here because they know they have the numbers now. Oh! We want to push here while we can. Now, otherwise, this sacrifice is not going to work out. Alright, so we pushed here. I could attack here, as these guys all are vulnerable because they're already attacking somewhere else. But I think I for sure take Rostock. That's going to hurt the Germans. And we might as well push here with this group. And then these guys, I'm going to send along to Rostock with the others. You know what? I do have to leave some troops behind, though. You know what? We are going to make this push. Let's see if we can make it happen. I might have messed up, though, and accidentally pulled the guy that was supposed to be going to Rostock. There we go. Alright, so this we're going to probably win. And if not, I'll bring the guy from Rostock down. Alright. So this fight continued going poorly for me, but you know what? We'll put the cavalry troopers in there as well. Alright, all the other fights look like they're mostly going well. It's mostly just this down here that's really in trouble. So we're going to have to reinforce here. What is this terrain? Okay, so I'm just going to send basic infantry in there. They've kind of gotten their organization back up. I have a feeling the tank unit's going to get pushed out here, but that's okay. Now it's just a matter of time of kind of reinforcing where I can. I'm going to send a couple divisions up here because I assume this is a pretty major attack. But this one's probably the biggest attack. Yeah, we have got 19 divisions at me. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on some of these offensives, just make sure I continue to win. Okay. We've got Rostock. I think we make our push for Berlin. So let's just come down this way and see what resistance we see. Alright, so we've got a defensive, but we're going to win that. So this push is actually working well. So as long as we can hold the line in other areas, I think we'll be okay. I'm going to go ahead and throw the 4 mountain divisions over here, just so that we know that we're going to hold. It looks like all the other fights we're winning because I managed to reinforce. And I can go ahead and send these mountain troops into here. Now this fight is looking ugly, but again, you know, and I think I gotta cancel at this point. Because if I continue it, I want the guys that are fighting. It's possible I'll lose this territory, so I'm just gonna have to hold off here. This allows them to reinforce, so I may change my plans here, but we'll just have to see. I'm gonna leave. Yeah, I guess I'll go with that. So we just keep pushing these guys. If anything, we're cutting these guys off from supply, which is good. Alright, so they're trying to attack here. Which is bad, obviously, but as long as the other offensives that they're throwing at me are winning fights, which it does look like they are, I guess we can throw that tank unit back in there. Yeah, it looks like things are going pretty well now. Alright. The push on Berlin continues to go well. And the good thing is that the British are actually backing me up here by falling in behind. Well, actually, some of these are Canadian troops or other various nationalities, but did I say Canadian? I didn't mean Canadian. I don't know what that flag is, but that's not a Canadian flag. Okay, so they got pushed back again. Now, I don't want them going into... Alright, so there's their redeployment. Which I may actually be able to take advantage of because they have thrown their line into chaos here. Like, these guys are looking weak. Is this a defense? It is. So let's throw these guys. Matter of fact, we might as well throw them all. And we'll throw these guys down. Trying to see which one is in better shape organization-wise. See if we can make some gains here. Oh, you know, another thing I need to probably do, and I forgot about, is redeploy my air forces, because we're starting to push to a point that we're no longer in northwest Germany and western Germany. So I probably want some air power. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, this is an attack. This is a American attack. Okay, that kind of worried me a little bit. All right. So we probably want to start doing things in East Germany rather than Northwest Germany. Kind of hard to tell exactly where the borders of these things are. Yeah, so that counts as Eastern Germany. Okay, it shows me here where the border is. And most of the troops of the Germans are actually in Eastern Germany right now. So I probably want to switch my bombing, rather than Northwest Germany, somewhere else. Let's take a look at where we are. So these guys are attacking Western Germany, which there are some troops here in Western Germany. But not where we're doing most of our pushing. But the fighter group is in Western Germany, and we probably want to move that to Eastern Germany. So to do that, I'm going to select this fighter group, and I'm going to rebase them somewhere so they can attack Eastern Germany. Now, I already have a fighter group here. All right, we don't really have that many airfields close by. But I guess we can go here for Eastern Germany. Oh, no, we can't. There, we'll go there. So that will be adding them in there. These guys are tackling Northwest Germany. We might switch that so that they're attacking East Germany, and then we'll do the other one in Northwest Germany. But, of course, we'll wait for that. And then we have bombers somewhere. All right, these guys here are tactically bombing Northwest Germany. We don't need them to be doing that anymore. So why don't I have them come up here as well? Or I could change them to Western Germany, right? So how about you affect Western Germany instead? And then the close air support guys, I want to rebase here. Okay. That should switch things up. Okay, let's get back into the action. All right, so this push was... I'm not sure if I want to continue with it or not. Is this a defense? It is. So they're attacking me. This shouldn't last too long. How about you go over here? These guys are going to be cut off soon. We may be able to do something here. I'm not sure what, but we can do something. I can throw 10 divisions at these guys, but they have 6 divisions. That might not work. Actually, I can just throw 7 for now. Alright, so we'll probably just hold off. My gambit didn't pay off because they were able to reinforce. I thought they would. If I could attack in here, I'd actually prevent a lot of the reinforcement, but I don't think that's going to happen. Alright, you know what? I actually have to do this attack. The reason I have to do it is to stop this guy from escaping. Alright. How about you just hold off here? You're going to be attacked, but you should be able to hold. Alright, we got to focus. Let's take a look at that. It's actually getting to the point where I don't have really any focuses left. Like, for instance, I can do naval doctrine here. I can do heavy fighter focus, which might not be a bad call. We don't have any heavy fighters. So we'll do that. And I do have factories. Maybe ones I've captured. I'm still really short on infantry equipment, and I'm starting to think that I need to produce more. Now, I don't have a lot of efficiency going here now, but we're starting to get on top of the light tank and motorized equipment a little bit. And I think once their efficiency gets up, they'll be fine. Artillery, we've gotten more or less where we need it. Heavy tanks are getting there. Fighters are getting there. Anti-tanks getting there. Medium tanks is a little bit behind. You know what? We'll add a factory here. That's fine. There we go. All right. I'm going to continue to keep an eye over here. But honestly, I may be able to take advantage somewhere. I'm just trying to see where that place is that we can take advantage. Like, we got a lot of troop movement here. It's kind of hard to tell what exactly is here. I'm just trying to look for a hole, because I know they've redeployed guys from somewhere. It's just hard to see it, honestly. I just don't see necessarily an obvious place to attack. Except for here. This is kind of weak. Now, these guys are being held up because they're being attacked. But I could throw... Oh, yeah, there's a couple weak areas here that we may be able to take advantage of. Now, some of these guys are trapped in defenses, and we won't be able to utilize them, but I think this is definitely a weak spot here. We may be able to take advantage of it. And this is potentially a weak spot as well. But we're going to have to wait until these troops move out. So I'm just going to be patient here and watch for these troops to be moved out. Anytime now. Okay. Oh, I thought I was attacking here, not there. Back these guys out. They're attacking here. And we're going to throw half of these units at it. These guys. As soon as these troops leave, we're going to throw here. Come on, go. Move already. All right, let's come back up top. Oh, this defense is going badly. Very badly. Let's just reinforce it. So this push, I think, failed. How many divisions are attacking? Just 2? I might be able to smash this division. This attacker here. And then I don't think it would be a big deal. So let's do this. We'll smash here. We managed to capture this. And cut these guys off. Alright, I don't think we need to attack anymore. We did what we needed to do. These guys are going to get waylaid. Alright. These guys might get beat back. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold out. I mean, I do have reinforcements coming in here. They might retake Rostock because there's nothing in Rostock. We'll just have to see. Either way, we're definitely harassing the Germans and keeping them from being able to succeed here. I just got to watch this carefully. You know what? I'm going to pounce on it now. I can't wait any longer. Only 2 divisions in here. I think I can handle it. Of course, I've said that in the past, and it hasn't worked out. Okay, and then the rest of these guys, they just need to defend. That's all they need to do. This is a tempting target, but we've seen that that hasn't succeeded in the past. And here, this is a offensive that I attempted that isn't going anywhere, so... And is this a defense? Yes, it is. Okay. Although I could throw troops at it. For instance, throw the tank unit. And these 7 guys. Or actually split it in half. There we go. Maybe that will help? Nah, it didn't make any difference. Okay. We'll just hold off. That's fine. We were trying to see if that mountain unit leaves. We'll be fine. Okay. So we're starting to win here because of the pressure here. All we need is the British, Dutch, whatever reinforcements here. There we go. Now that fight's not looking so good for them. Alright, I think the tanks have to cool it. I don't think we're going to get anywhere if we continue with that. Okay. I definitely need to bring these guys up into Rostock so that's not just easily taken. I'll put another division, couple divisions up there. Just to be sure. And I'm going to trust the British and other units to be able to defend this area. And I'm going to send my tanks over here. And we're going to attack here and try and smash these guys. Now, they're being attrition because they're out of supply. And that is going to be good for us. Oh, I got delayed here. Unfortunately. Now, I could go after these guys, but I don't have I don't think the numbers to take these guys yet. Once I pounce on these guys, maybe we will. But we've definitely got a huge number of divisions here and here that if we annihilate these troops, I think we'll start to have the edge in numbers. I'm not attacking here, right? Sometimes it's hard to remember who's attacking who and where. Oh, you're leaving me an opening here, huh? Fine, I'll take it. I've got a decent number of troops here. And while we're at it, why don't I grab these troops, send them in there. And while I'm also at it, why don't you come in here as well? And to stop... Oh yeah, we're getting all kinds of opportunities now. Because they're trying to reinforce areas that are up here, but they're taking away from the south here. So we'll throw divisions in here. We'll throw half of these divisions in here, and all of these divisions in here. All right, let's see what you think about that. All right, we are being attacked, unfortunately. Okay. How many divisions are they throwing at me? 2? Come on, across the river. We're being attacked here. It's just a single division that's low on supply. Attacking into a city. That should be fine. How's our... All right, we're losing a little bit on tungsten. That's okay. All right. We're holding out pretty fine here. All these are going pretty well. Wow, are they throwing more troops at me? They are. Okay, so they're reinforcing in some areas, but they're failing to reinforce in others. Is this an attack? Yeah, it is. But we're attacking them back. Oh, air units that have rebased. I am assuming here mostly. Okay, so you are no longer going to bomb Western Germany. You're going to bomb Eastern Germany. And you are no longer going to cover Northwest Germany. You're going to cover there. You're going to cover Northwest Germany. Okay. I think I did that right. And I don't think I have... Yeah, I have planes here. I have planes there. We're good. And then... thought I moved the bombers to attack somewhere else. No, I guess we're okay. All right. And I do have more factories as well. I gotta assume that I'm capturing these. I'm not constructing them, am I? All right, well, in any case, let's go ahead and take a look at that. So we've got 5 new factories. The more factories I get, the better we are off, because we're getting more production out there. So I'm definitely going to put 1 there. We're good on support equipment. We're mostly good on towed artillery. There's nothing wrong with putting another thing into tank production. Or, let's see. What was our research? It's going to be quite a while before we get mechanized troops. Which I'm probably going to switch some of the motorized troops off. Although I may add mechanized troops to the purely tank units that I have. Alright, so I do have 3 more factories to go. We'll put 1 into fighter production. 1 into medium tanks. And what the heck, we'll put 1 into artillery. Now, some things are really low in efficiency, so I'm kind of waiting for that to get a little bit better, but it is what it is. Okay. Let's switch back here. I'm not really happy with the fact that these guys are getting pinned down, because I'd like to smash these units that are... Alright, well, one thing I could do here. Move these guys over here. Move these guys over here. Yeah, it's possible they'll attack here. But if they do that, it's a river crossing. And we may be able to take advantage. And then we might start an offensive here. Just to wipe these guys out. Right now, I'm having to defend. Alright. So my tanks are going over here. Now, this is vulnerable, more vulnerable now because we've drawn away from there, but we've got a semi-decent defensive line here. Now, it's possible the Germans will push in here. I may have to spread out my units to stop that. I mean, this was a risky move here because I'm not going to be able to support it very well. Oh, I guess I drew out of... well, you know what? We can stop that assault here. Just temporarily. Okay. Go here. And once these guys are arrived, we'll send them in as well. Matter of fact, I might call off the attack because it looks like they were going to attack me anyway. Get them attacking so they get distracted. Like so. All right, so there's their attack, which is what we want them to do. Then we come back in here. Now, they're going to get a bunch of penalties because they're being they're having to deal with an attack and a defense at the same time. So we've got them in a decent position here. And let's just see the results of that. So now we're winning the defense, and we also have a decent chance here of the offense. Although it might be a grinding fight because they have a lot of divisions here. In any case, I think we're holding out for the most part. This is looking a little bit grim because they're throwing more and more divisions at it. But as long as they're throwing divisions up there, we can take advantage in the middle. In case, I think this is a good point to put a cut in the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.